Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So basically, my name is Mr. Mrrboss, and in this video, I'm basically going to be explaining to you how to use variables, what variables are, and everything that comes with that. So this is tutorial number 6, if I'm not mistaken. So if you feel like you do not understand C++ basics or the beginning of C++, then I would advise you to actually watch the rest of my videos that I have made from the first tutorial all the way until this one. It's going to help you understand exactly what I'm going to be doing in this tutorial. So for those who have been watching, thank you guys. I really appreciate your support and your interest in learning C++. Hopefully they are providing the information that you need. However, without wasting time, let's get to this. So first thing first, in the previous video, I did teach you how to, I did teach you the different types of data types. So I gave you that specific lesson on data types because in this specific video, you basically need that knowledge. You know, when you're creating variables, you basically, of which we call it declaring a variable. What you need to do is you need to first write the data type, and then after writing the data type, you need to give the variable name, and then after giving the variable name, you can initialize that variable by equating it to a value or anything of that sort. So in this case, we're going to move on to creating our first variable. So the first variable that I'm going to create, I'm going to write it of, it's going to be of the data type int. So I'm going to say int, and then after writing the data type, I'm going to give my variable a name. I'm going to say variable is called x, and then after that, and giving that specific variable a name of x, we call that declaring a variable. So this whole process is called declaring a variable. So what I'm going to do afterwards, I'm going to equate it to 2. So what I've basically done here is I've created my variable of data type int, and then from there I've basically initialized it. So it's called declaring and initializing a variable. So if they tell you in a test, okay, declare a variable, initialize that variable, what does that basically mean? Then you can explain it in your own words. However, it basically means that you're going to create a variable and then you're going to equate it to something, which is basically the initialization process. All right, so in this case, I've created my variable, which is called x, and it's of data type int, which is integer. Like I said, guys, if you don't understand the different data types, please go to my previous video. I did explain the different types of data types. And if you still don't understand, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. So here we have initialized our variable x to be equals to 2. So I'm going to go on and I'm going to basically use this variable. As we all know, guys, a variable is a placeholder. So meaning that in this case, I've basically stated that in the place of x, wherever I'm going to be using x, I need the program to insert the value of 2. So what I basically mean, if I can just give you an example, I'm going to create another variable of int, integer type, and then I'm going to say int answer, right? And then I'm going to say answer is equals to x plus 4. Right? So in this case, this is supposed to give us an answer of 6 because 2 plus 4 is 6 because I've equated my x to be a 2. So I'm not going to go deeper into this because this is like basic summation, and I'm not going to take you as though you don't understand basic mathematics. Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna see out this. And guys, if you don't understand how to output something onto the screen, then you basically need to watch my tutorials that I've done in the past, because I explained everything pertaining see outing something onto the screen and everything of that sort. So I'm gonna see out, let's say for instance, the answer is, put some colon there, and then close inverted commas, and then I'm gonna say the answer is answer, and then let's put end line over here. All right, so what you must be thinking in this case is, we know that when we sum up 2 and 4, the answer is 6. Meaning that when I run this program, it's supposed to output an answer of 6. Then we know that we have successfully initialized and we've successfully declared our variable. So I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to run this code. let's see if it's going to output what we need. So we can see that the code outputted the answer is 6, as we had expected. So what happened in this case? What happened is that, okay, fine, the code was running from the top going down, and then it realized, okay, fine, you said int x is equals to 2, meaning that the moment that you say that, in the place of 2, it automatically, in the place of x, it automatically placed that 2. And then when it went further down to the next line and it saw the answer, int answer is equals to x plus 2 plus 4, instead of saying x plus 4, it said that the answer is equals to 2 plus 4, because before we had initialized our x to be equals to 2. So that's what basically happened. And then on the cout statement, I was basically outputting the answer of 2 plus 4, basically. That's why it gave us an answer of 6. All right. Now you must be thinking, okay, fine. Why don't we just say x is equals to 2 instead of why don't we remove the data type and just write x plus x is equals to 2? Well, we can't do that, because when you actually declare variables, you're supposed to give a specific data type. And you can't ask me why you can't do it, because it's just how C++ works. So in this case, I've removed the data type int, and I'm going to try to run this code. Let's see if it's going to output the answer 6. All right, let me just run it and let's see. So I think you can see that our computer is basically telling us that there's an error on line number 7. It's saying that X was not declared in the scope. Remember what I told you? Giving the data type, giving the variable name, and then initializing. This whole process is what we call declaring. So when you say int x, you're basically telling the computer that now I want to have a variable that is called x that I'm going to use later on in my computer. Of course, you can initialize it by giving it a value, or you can initialize it later on in your program. All right, so always make sure that when you're writing a variable, you do include the data type. That way, your computer is going to know that, okay, fine, this specific variable was declared in the scope, and it won't give you this bunch of errors that you actually do not need. All right, so if you go ahead after including the data type and run this code, I think you can see that it actually does output the answer number 6. All right. So this is basically what you need to know in terms of variables. Of course, like I said, we're going to be using these variables a lot later on as we write code and all that. In fact, just to make this fun, in the next video or in the next tutorial, I'm going to basically make a basic calculator, a calculator that can do addition, a calculator that can do multiplication, division, and yeah, a calculator that can do all those things. So stay tuned and check out my next video if you want to just create something cool. Let's say, for instance, you don't have a calculator and you're like, oh, you know what? I have a brilliant idea. I've learned how to code using C++. I'm going to create my own calculator. This is going to be the perfect opportunity for you. And this is going to be the first project that we're going to be working on.